Hello and welcome to Stereotypes in the Workforce, Gender Minority. This is for Management 312, 2024. An introduction. What is a stereotype? A stereotype is an individual's set of beliefs about the characteristics or attributions of a group. In the workforce, one of the most understood stereotypes are about gender, race, and age. Of course, there are more notable ones such as disability or location based, but for the time, we will focus on these main three. Gender is what you, as a person, align yourself with, and is oftentimes a spectrum. An example of gender being stereotyped is when men do more jobs that are assertive, like corporate jobs, while women fill in for the more nurturing roles like teaching or nursing. Race is another main characteristic that is often discriminated against, and can have a more lasting impact on physical and mental health. And lastly, we have age, which is based on the idea that older people are less motivated and more resilient to change. We will be diving into 4 industries and careers in this presentation: cosmetology, science, retail, and IT tech. For the first industry, I decided to go with cosmetology, as I know a lot of family and friends who work in this industry and have faced many clients who have either indirectly or directly been discriminated in their words. These stereotypes have evolved over the years and have also been outplayed by movies, shows, such as Grease, where the character's Frenchie is portrayed as a bubbly but spacey and absent beauty school dropout. There are other forms of media where the spacey stereotype is portrayed in any of the cosmetology jobs, which is why people have often been led to believe that they lack intelligence and that the school and job is easy. When people believe that getting a certain job is easy, this can lead to many more misconceptions and making them feel superior. This can lead to hurtful comments about them and their line of work. Another stereotype is that only women attend beauty school or that cosmetology is a woman's job. Although a vast majority of cosmetologists are women, there is still a percentage of men who attend as well. Around 7% of those with a cosmetology license are men. As cosmetology is part of the service industry, you will see a lot more discrimination, as many people think that they are higher and above those who work for them and do stuff for them. It's important to acknowledge these roles in gender when it comes to cosmetology, as it can be quite demeaning to many who work this job. Thankfully, due to many organizations putting together a set of rules to abide by when it comes to discrimination, we have seen these numbers drop drastically.
So, women in the science industry have a variety of different stereotypes. Some main stereotypes include women may be judged on their appearance, lack of credibility, or they may be considered bossy when compared to a man. Because this is a disadvantage for women, there are steps we can take to improve these stereotypes. One of these include implementing gender bias training. This would provide bias training for faculty, staff, and hiring staff to recognize and address biases that may affect recruitment and promotion of women in science. We would be encouraging departments to regularly review their practices and identify any unintended biases in hiring or even the evaluation processes. Another step we can take is to strengthen accountability in organizations. When organizations establish goals for gender diversity, they will be more inclined to commit to gender equality, as well as implementing specific policies for reporting discrimination or harassment to create a safe and respectful environment for everybody, especially including women. We should also strive to support research by women, which is another step we can take to decrease these stereotypes. By striving to support research by women, this would include promoting and funding research studies that women discover. We can then use these findings from their research to inform initiatives that hold a more inclusive and equitable science community. And one of the last things we can do is to encourage equal opportunities for women. Establishing mentorship programs that connect female students with experienced female professionals in the field would greatly close the stereotype gap between women and men. And overall, we have definitely made progress from where we were a long time ago when it comes to women in the science industry, but we definitely have more work to do. And I believe that we have the ability to make a lot of progress as the years come in the future.
Retail jobs and its main stereotypes. Young workers are often seen as less responsible or committed, more likely to job hop or work for short-term financial gain. Workers from different racial or ethnic backgrounds might be stereotyped based on biases about their work ethic, language skills, or customer service abilities. Retail workers without a college degree are sometimes stereotyped as having fewer career aspirations or skills, despite many being highly capable and ambitious. To be successful in sales simply talks to lots of people every day. And here's what's exciting: there are lots of people. A quote by Jim Rohn.
To learn of more solutions an organization can take to combat stereotypes within its own organization, I interviewed Lindsay Smith, the HR director at the Fresh Market. She has over 21 years of experience in retail and 10 years of experience in HR in retail. For solutions, some of the steps that we discuss that our organization takes and that others can take or that she's seen in the past would be the first step: acknowledging inequities that exist within the organization, whether that means the amount of women that are in positions of management, specifically also in senior leadership roles, and observing who is being interviewed for those roles. The next step is to ensure that the organization is practicing gender neutral recruitment, or is using gender neutral recruitment processes. That means that when our roles are placed up, no matter what role it is, whether it's in an IT engineer or someone within HR, that the role is written and described in a way that it does not dissuade anyone of any gender or race from believing that they're not qualified. As we've learned through this course, and as Lindsay has stated to me, most from her experience of going through just seminars and things of that nature, she learned that most women will not apply to roles unless they have 100% of the needed requirements, while men will apply to a role whether they only have 60% of the needed requirements that are placed on a job description. So making sure that the job descriptions and the qualifications are clearly understood, and not being the only qualifier for someone to believe they could manage that role. The third would be consistently review all employee salaries in all roles to ensure people are being properly compensated based on their skills, experience, and the accomplishments that they have had, whether that's within our current organization, ours, or outside organizations that they may have been employed at previously. Fourth would be consistent and equal fairness in the workplace trainings, meaning that, and making sure that all are available to attend. So meaning making those trainings clearly written and understood, whether that means coming together as a group and doing a training such as management trainings, or just going over unconscious bias trainings that we like to utilize to make sure people are able to acknowledge when something is occurring and how to act on it when they do see it. And finally, just one of the last ones that we discussed that maybe we could actually go about doing more is ensuring our organization's discrimination and retaliation policies are clear to understand and are easily accessible to all employees. We know women and men go through sexual harassment, but particularly women are more subjected to sexual harassment and retaliation in those cases. So making sure that in instances that happens, they are able to understand what the retaliation policy means when they do come forth, so they know they're protected by the organization, and making sure they understand what the discrimination policy means, whether that is not being given an opportunity to apply for a role, not being properly interviewed for said roles, or other practices that you might see in the workplace when it comes to stereotypes. These are just some of the steps that we came up with that we thought we should implement more within our organization, or just make sure they are more clear and concise. But there were a few others that we decided to just whiteboard for now. Thank you.
In the IT tech industry, there are many stereotypes for women, including perception of a woman as temporary employees. This is due to social expectations around caregiving and family. This includes that women are more likely to leave their jobs or take extended breaks for family reasons. According to research by Budig and Hodges, This assumption can impact hiring, with employers less willing to invest in training or career development for women. They perceive them as temporary or high-risk employees. Another stereotype includes underestimated leadership potential. A study by Eagly and Carew shows that women in tech are often assumed to lack the qualities associated with leadership, such as decisiveness and assertiveness, which can limit their opportunities for promotion to managerial roles. And lastly, women are viewed as needing extra support or mentorship. Some stereotypes in tech hold that women require more guidance or mentorship than their male counterparts. This implies that they are less efficient. This can result in fewer opportunities for independent work, which can affect women's confidence and hinder their career development. A quote that applies to the specific industry was by Reshma Saujani, who is the founder of Girls Who Code. Women are not just the future of technology, they are the present of technology. A few steps that can be taken that can reduce stereotypes in the IT industry for women include implementing family-friendly policies for everyone. This would look like offering equitable parental leave and flexible work options for all employees regardless of gender, which will help normalize caregiving responsibilities and reduces the stereotype that women are less committed to their careers. Another step includes encouraging women's leadership programs and opportunities. The leadership development programs aimed at equipping women with strategic skills can address stereotypes while providing necessary resources for career advancement. Also, promoting equal access to high-profile projects ensures that all employees have equal opportunities to work on high-stakes projects, which encourages independent skill development. Lastly, supporting work-life balance policies for all includes providing flexible work arrangements and family leave for all employees, which will then help reduce stereotypes that women are less committed due to family obligations.
Thank you so much for watching. We in Group 3 hope you learned some valuable information.